The next time you need a warm kickstart to the day, try a new breakfast bowl from my friends at Dandy. Biscuits you eat with a fork. What could be better?
Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
Did you hear? The last 2 years, the Jaguars returned a punt for a touchdown, earning local families $100,000 towards a Dreamfinders home. Lauren Brooks here, letting you know that could be you this season. Visit any Dreamfinders Homes model and register to win the Take It to the House promotion for your chance at scoring $100,000 towards your Dreamfinders home. Dreamfinders Homes, homes built to fit your lifestyle.
Attention, architects, engineers, and property managers, give your concrete structures new life with some CPR. CPR Contracting doesn't patch your concrete problems, it solves them. CPR restores and protects all concrete structures. So if the building is 1 story or 40 high, a bridge 1 mile or 10 miles long, CPR is long on the experience to fix it right. Local, licensed, insured, bonded, and drug-free. CPR is the concrete contractor you need to get to know. Also working with other general contractors. Find them at cprcontracting.com.
Being prepared in a hurricane also means knowing what to do after a loss. At Anajar and Levine, we're more than just accident attorneys. Call us for help at 1-800-747-FREE.
Now, the Friday 5-Pack. Brought to you by MyBookie.
Oh, time to see what happened in week 1 of the Friday 5-Pack. Jeff with a monumental proclamation last week that he will spin the wheel twice if he loses the Friday 5-Pack.
You guys remember that?
Hopefully he got off to a good
was
start.
smart.
Not only that I remember it, I printed out a thing and put it on the board.
Well, good. I'm glad. I have Googans. I have that kind of
Integrity.
and confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say something and run away from it.
Well, let's
I'm
see.
so sure I'm winning this year's Friday 5-Pack that I'm actually gonna spin 0 times, but I'm willing to spin 2.
Let's see if you backed it up with your week 1 picks.
I had a Guggen reach out to me, said to add proof to performance, he's actually going to low stakes bet the 5-pack.
Good for him.
All right.
He's going to ride it.
Well, it's
He may
Ride
go
away.
broke.
not like just all 10.
All games, yeah.
Good.
He said he'll do low stakes, like $1 pick, $2 for the parlay for each of you, and a 10 spot on any JP lock.
Wow, good year. He might win 15. Good year. He might win 15, $20. Definitely puts pressure on the lock pick.
Yeah. Recapping this past week, it was a winning week for both of you guys.
Okay.
On a positive note, Dan
right it
or
is.
Jeff, you had the Friday Degenerate Special that came in a winner. You had the over Purdue, Nevada.
Yeah, that one was that was right on pace from the get-go. So nothing surprising there. Okay, I always like
good
to start
the
Friday
week
with a win.
with an FDS victory. Dan's first pick of the week said he was not shying away. Jeff, you warned him about it being a possible downer. He liked the Knowles laying 6.5 against Boise State.
Looked good for most of the after. Well, for half the
Yeah, for
afternoon.
half it looked great.
I put that one in the W column,
That
went
hurt.
away, but
That one hurt.
quite honestly, Googans, I'm willing to take that L.
Yes, you are.
Meanwhile, Jeffro opened the Saturday foray with the night game at Jerry's World. He liked Auburn laying a 3.5.
Oof.
They pulled it out by 6.
Here's the thing about that. All right, there's like 38 seconds to go in the game, and Auburn has the ball already in field goal position at like the 30
They're gonna
yard
kick for the
line.
win
Right,
and
they're
not
down
the cover.
1.
Yeah.
All they need is a kick for the win. So I've already said, okay, I was rooting for Auburn in the game. I was like, all right, well, Auburn will win, but I'm not covering this one. And lo and behold, they throw in the end zone and get a touchdown. I believe we call that a backdoor cover, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, 2-1.
You did
Yes.
proclaim that you, if it wasn't week 1, you would have made that a lock.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it was good.
So that came in.
Didn't act like a lock, did it?
No, it did not. Dan, you said Nick Saban's feisty, cussing on the radio. He's out of control, but Bama just prints money. You like the Tide laying 34.5.
It would have
on the
won by
Dukies.
more, except they held out about 8 guys for a quarter with the old first quarter suspension rule.
And strangely, it's 14-3 at the half with Duke, and then they pulled away.
Jeff had zero confidence in the hospital bed. How do you freeze? And Liberty took Syracuse laying the 18 as they covered that one.
Yeah, it was 24-0, I think, 27-0, something like that. I thought that was a clown move by Hugh Freeze.
It was weird.
The
whole thing was
Did
weird.
you see it?
Yes.
I mean,
was
you
weird.
don't lay in a press box in a hospital bed. If you need to be in a hospital bed, you know where you need to be? That's just in a hospital. So I thought that was...
The best was Dino leaving the field and pointing up to the
I
box.
thought it was gratuitous and self-serving, and I thought it was a gimmick. I didn't like it. So
Danny liked himself some totals this week, including the OSU Fever, the Beavers and the Cowboys.
Very happy to see that was a Friday night game, too. So I enjoyed
Another
jumping out of the
FDS.
gates with a 1-0
Another
start.
FDS
That
for
one
Hick.
went over easy.
Over easy. It was 80-some-odd points. The total was 72. Jeff, you said you were going to mush the Georgia Bulldogs potentially, but not. You said Georgia will beat the hell out of
I got
Vandy,
news for you.
who may not score.
It's 27. I'm giving 21 and a half of that one. It's 27-6 with about a minute and a half to go.
Field
and
goal.
Georgia tacks on a little field goal just to make sure. So I got saved there with the backdoor cover. Listen, I will bemoan throughout the course of the year when they stick it to me with some late game shenanigans. And so I will also point out where I got a little fortunate.
Dan, unfortunately, rode the Fighting Donkeys of Mizzou all the way
that
to a
was a
straight
bad
up
pick.
loss to Wyoming. The Tigers of Missouri were laying 17.5 in that game.
They're up 14-3. I was
Lost it straight
Off to
up.
a quick start.
rolling.
Speaking of mushing, Jeff, you said you were willing to sacrifice a win to mush Mr. 10's team. You did just that.
Oh, no.
As you took the Vols laying
Mr.
26
10.
on Georgia State
Wow. Me and the rest of the world
for your
missed
lone
that
loss
one,
of the
but-
week.
Well, here's the thing. I should have known, and I didn't think of this at the time, and it makes me a terrible son and a bad game picker. And my mom is alma mater, maybe Georgia State. I mean, how do you bet against the mom's alma mater in the five
Terrible.
pack?
That's awful.
I apologize to her. I apologize to all the Panther Nation. We've seen up close and personal what Georgia State brings to the table as an athletic program. R.J. Hunter hit that big buzzer beater here at the NCAA tournament one year. That was Georgia State.
Meanwhile, so that's a 4-1 week for Jeff.
4-1, baby. What a start! Woo!
Danny's sitting at 3-2, trying to wrap the week with a win. Coach,
Lane, you guys open up with a cupcake, man. Ohio State, August 31st. What's the benefit of playing that game?
Money.
Boom.
they got their money, and
by
Dan
the way,
got his win.
can I say this? Lane Kiffin needs the money apparently to fuel his caloric intake. My God, what has Lane Kiffin been eating?
You like
a good
the
time
over?
down
Oh
there.
my God, Lane Kiffin's gained 100 pounds from last year, ladies and gentlemen. He is a mess. He's going to end up like Hemingway, just down in the Keys, about 40 pounds overweight with an unshaven beard and a beer in his hand.
You know,
Dan, you didn't play the line, but you played the total.
Yeah.
He didn't like that one at first.
The total was 63.5. A final of 45-21. Just got in.
Yeah, it was. I'd never felt worse after a quarter, and it's funny how football games go. So I was watching Ohio State, Florida Atlantic with FSU Boise early, and Ohio State scored 4 straight touchdowns. I mean, went down the field, and not only did they do that, they annihilated FAU's offense. FAU could do nothing, and their best offensive player broke his foot. So it's 28-0, and I'm thinking there's no way they're going to get to 63 because Ohio State's going to call off the dogs here. I'm hoping that they can get to 50-something at the half. Well, the second quarter totally bogs down. I'll give Lane Kiffin credit, and I'm sure Ohio State had a little to do with it, but he toyed with his offense. Lane Kiffin could coach offense, and he got 21 points off those guys, which helped put me over the top. So I'm okay with Lane Kiffin. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
And that's it. 3-2 for Dan, 4-1 for Jeff.
And again, if
good
you're
deal.
wondering
Money.
what Lane Kiffin is going to be doing with that money that FAU got, just look for him at Dairy Queen. He'll be at Dairy Queen a little bit later today down in South
Two-fisting
Florida,
it?
down in Boca.
Yeah.
That's correct. I have an exciting employment opportunity for one lucky Guggen, Dan.
All right.
Yeah. I've needed this position filled for a while. I've convinced myself that I can still keep doing it all myself. Mm-hmm. But you know how the NFL, they have a get-back coach?
Yeah.
I need a get-back coach.
Okay.
So I need some Guggen. I'll hire him. I'll pay him a minimum wage. I will also feed and give him drinks during the course of the day. But I need somebody to sit there on the couch with me, Dan, on Saturday, on college football Saturday, and remind me to get back to the freaking game I was watching. Because what I do is I got 6-7 games in the rotation, and it'll get right to a very important time in one game, go to commercial, I'll switch to another game, and then 7 minutes later realize, oh, no, it's 3rd and 1 in Tallahassee. So I need a get-back coach. So we'll be taking, your resumes off of ZipRecruiter. And if you want to I need a get-back coach for the rest of the year. I need somebody to remind me that, it's about time to check back in on that Tennessee game, Jeff. Mm-hmm. You switched it off the Georgia game, Jeff. They're about to – because inevitably this especially happened to me. I was trying to watch the conclusion of the FSU Boise. I was trying to watch the conclusion of Iowa State, Northern Iowa. And I I miss like big plays in both games, forgetting to change it back. So a get back coach, and I would appreciate it.
Getting back to FSU, Willie Taggart is now 5-8 as a head coach. His 5 wins are against Samford, Northern Illinois, Louisville, BC, and Wake.
And by the way, BC is not beating this year.
BC and Louisville made coaching blunders, if you'll remember, in those games last year, or he might have lost both of those games. That's going to be a mess, and we'll see what happens. The defense is horrible. Even in the first half,
they're giving up gashing
Boise
runs.
was settling for field goals. So when they fixed their red zone offense, and this game screamed coaching adjustments, didn't it? 31-13.
Hard to adjust when you don't have a playbook, Dan. What are you going to adjust?
FSU, Boise says, okay, let's do this, this, and this. FSU just keeps doing. And the other thing I noticed, and by the way, Blackman had a good game, but they go vertical way too much. They just launch the ball down the field and hope their guy catches it. And he did catch it in the first half. They hit those big plays for touchdowns.
And by the way, I
heard
like
Terry. They hit a bomb.
Those are good plays, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Like I heard FSU man, well, yeah, we hit 2 Hail Marys and one long Cam Akers run. Well, those count. Those are called big plays. You want to get those.
Yeah.
It's not like there were coverage
I think the
breakdowns.
thought process is you're not getting those big plays against.
Well, it might be.
That
might be
I will
true.
say this: Boise State might be better than people thought. Their quarterback, Jim Brockmeyer's boy, Hank.
It's Bachmeier, I believe. It's not Brockmeier. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But he played well.
He played really good. He stood in there.
Tough kid.
Yeah, really good.
Slung it around. Didn't seem to have a real strong arm, but got the ball to where it had to get to. So what a great win for them. And their offensive line is veteran. But I watched some of that FSU defensive line.
Yeah, they're getting pushed around.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, maybe we should not wear cornerback and running back numbers. I don't know what this new trend is over in Tallahassee where your best defensive lineman is number 21, Marvin Wilson. You got another guy wearing 11. Stop it.
That guy was not very good either.
Put a 78 on these guys. And what are we doing over here with all these like single digit and, teenage numbers over there?
Now,
like it.
FSU fan, casual fan, Willie Taggart's not going anywhere because they'd owe him $17 million.
And they can't afford it.
Can't afford it, quite honestly. So they can't do anything. So you turn your attention to the defense coordinator who, I don't know what was going on there. They'll play Saturday at 5 o'clock at home against, is it Louisiana Monroe? Somebody like that.
Lomo.
And it'll be like nobody will know it's on except FSU fan. And the attendance will be about the same as it was this past week, 50,000. So, and then they got to go to Virginia, who beat Pitt pretty well.
Virginia will, based on week 1, Virginia will pepper FSU.
Right.
I was very disappointed, man. They needed a bounce back year, Dan.
Right.
Don't you go ask Miami if you just flip a switch and you're back.
Yeah.
Right? So if FSU's not careful.
If they don't, and again, it's one game, and so it's a lot of pressure, but if they don't turn it around, it will have been 3 years of mediocrity. They are 12-14 in their last 26 games.
1 year was kind of it almost stands alone because
12-14 in their last 26 games. I heard one of their guys at War Chant say this is a losing program now, and if you go 12-14. That's about where you are.
Well,
so
the password is Harlan Bennett. Harlan Bennett. He's the FSU defensive coordinator. One more game like that, he'll be thrown on the altar as a sacrificial lamb. That'll be coming.
Yeah.
Because of all the years of covering and watching sports, I've never seen a head coach fire himself.
Yeah.
Usually goes through the staff first.
Yeah. Let's come back and talk some NFL football news
sure.
and notes. Crazy stuff going on. What were the Colts thinking? What were the Texans thinking? What were the Dolphins thinking? Let's think what they were thinking and see what they were thinking.
And we think differently on a few of those. So stay tuned for that. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Why are you smiling?
Dreams come true under the Friday Night Lights.
Because I love football.
Recap this week's high school football games and hear from the winning coaches, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights on 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray, and we're throwing the flag on those big city dealers charging those big city prices. Come see why everybody's driving the distance to Murray Superstores. If we don't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Our starting All-American lineup wins every time. Plus, our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles puts the blitz on the competition. And we'll trade anything from wore-out bed sheets to football cleats. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Jags fans, this one's for you. Enter the TIAA Bank Take the Field sweepstakes for your chance to win 2 club tickets and get pregame sideline access to be on the field when the Jags come out of the tunnel. A new winner will be chosen for each home game. To enter and for official rules, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. No purchase necessary. Open legal residence in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Void where prohibited. Entry period from 8/5/2019 to 12/18/2019. For official rules and complete details, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. Sponsor TIAA FSP.
Hey, you've been hearing about it. Now it's happening. At Diamonds Direct, right now, you get 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase. That's right. For a limited time, you can buy anything at Diamonds Direct. Spread your payments out over 5 years without paying one dime in interest. That's incredible. For example, you can get a $6,000 designer engagement ring and you pay $100 a month, nothing down. A $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings, you pay $50 a month. Unprecedented offer that makes fine jewelry more affordable than ever. A great reason to check out the all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway. Yeah, we've been there. It's incredible. You got to go see it. How about a $10,000 3-stone ring, $167 a month, nothing down, and everything's included: rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets. Find what you like. Divide the price by 60. That's your super low payment. You can even finance the sales tax. 5 years, 0 interest on anything and everything with 0 down. Now, for a limited time, exclusively at Diamonds Direct in their all-new stunning showroom off Town Center Parkway. It's just left of the Hyatt. On approved credit, see store for details. Diamonds Direct!
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Attention diesel mechanics. Republic Services is now hiring in Duval and St. Johns County. And with Republic Services, new diesel mechanics get a $2,000 sign-on bonus, a $1,000 yearly tool allowance, and competitive benefits. Republic Services will even pay for your ASC certifications and offer a bonus for each certification earned. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment today. Visit republicservices.jobs for more information and to apply. Wear the star, drive your career.
Hey, Hicken here. For 30 years, American Transmission has been Jacksonville's go-to for all of your automotive repair needs. They are the transmission experts, but they also have a complete department of certified master technicians. They can diagnose and repair any car, truck, SUV, or fleet vehicle. If you have any automotive repair needs, American Transmission, 2 locations, 5337 Beach Boulevard or 13750 Atlantic Boulevard. Call them today, 396-3766. That's 396-3766 for a free estimate.
Nominated deserving teacher to be recognized as the Sonic Drive-In Classroom of the Month. Winners will receive $250 in school supplies as well as Sonic slushes for the entire class. To nominate a teacher, go to the contest page on news4jax.com. Sponsored by Sonic Drive-In.
Sonic knows our local teachers often spend much of their own money on classroom supplies to better educate our kids. All Sonic Drive-Ins are committed to education and supporting our teachers and local schools.
Hear ye, hear ye! The Great Car Sale of 2019 is September 13th and 14th at the Morocco Shrine Auditorium. Brought to you by 1-2-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Featuring over 500 used and late model cars, trucks, and SUVs from 10 local dealers. Audi, Toyota, BMW, Ford, you name it, we have it. Huge discounts and deals all day at the biggest car sale of the year. September 13th and 14th at the Morocco Shrine. Get pre-approved for a loan as low as 1.89% at 121fcu.org.
the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach, WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville, and I'm thinking about this, Greg. When it comes to brand awareness, Honda is at the top of their game.
They are. They have been on an absolute tear. Everything from the flagship Goldwing to the Mini Moto Groms. They've got exciting new side-by-sides out, a new Talon. Their ATV lineup is second to none.
So it doesn't matter what style of ride you're looking for, Honda has it, which means Cycles of Jacksonville has it.
We are the oldest dealer in the state of Florida. We are a Honda dealer.
Cycles of Jacksonville. Go find your Honda ride right there on Atlantic Air Regency.
Zero Res stands for zero residue. It's all about the science. No soaps, no detergents means cleaner, longer. Call us to get your carpets, tile and grout, area rugs, and furniture cleaned. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Best Bet. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. The Jaguars were busy over the weekend as they cut the rosters down to the 53-man in preparation for Week 1. In just 5 days, Jacksonville will face Kansas City right here at home for the first game of the season. Kansas City also making moves as they signed running back LaShawn McCoy. Doug Marrone spoke to media over the weekend on the impact McCoy could make for the opening game against the Jags.
Shady is someone that's been with Coach Reed, so I'm sure that he'll be right up to speed. How they use him, that's the one thing about Kansas City and Coach Reed and his staff. They do a great job, so it's very difficult to predict, especially in the first game.
The Jaguars also gave Miles Jack an extension worth $57 million for 4 years. The linebacker will stay with the Jags through the 2023 season. 8:01 and 80 degrees, time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Being prepared in a hurricane also means knowing what to do after a loss. At Anajar and Levine, we're more than just accident attorneys. Call us for help at 1-800-747-FREE.
All right, top of the hour, 8 a.m. We're here. We're rolling. We're hoping and praying that hurricane stays off the coast. Looks like it is. Did I see the 5 a.m. Path?
The path
had it going further east, if I'm not mistaken. So if that's the case, that's certainly good.
Listen,
good news.
I understand that the news business lives off of these types of moments where they can engage with the community, they can sample their product, but just can we just hold off a few days till we go nonstop? It's just I just feel like we've been in this wait on the hurt. Well, it's been a week, dude. Last Tuesday we're talking about cones of uncertainty and paths, and I finally broke down and went. I didn't break down, but I went Saturday morning. You know me. I get up at 5 o'clock on the weekends too, so it was perfect for me. I got up Saturday morning about 5:30, took my ass over to the Walmart and got everything that I needed. Water and a couple things, and then that was it. And I understand you have to alert people. That's fine. I'm not saying ignore the story, but a crawl once an hour, just an hourly update would be enough.
A slow northwestern motion is expected to begin this morning. Category 3 storm now with maximum sustained winds of 120, which is still a lot, although it's good to see that it's going down. The big disaster here is the Bahamas, the poor Bahamas. I mean, it has just sat over the Bahamas and pelted it. Now, when I say pelted, I mean when you're blowing 150, 180
for 36 hours.
Yeah, man. That is
no relief.
Normally they blow through, and you're like, okay, cool. That's it gets through. It's done. Let's move on. This is just pelted it. Now the worry though becomes again up in the Carolinas, and
sure.
Here we go again.
I think there's some models that'll push it off of them too.
Yeah, hopefully.
So it will definitely an energy that goes around.
As of 5 a.m. this morning, 35 miles northeast of Freeport, 105 miles east of West Palm Beach. So let's hope it stays.
It's gotten 35 miles closer to West Palm Beach in about 36 hours. It's going like a mile an hour. It just sat there and parked for a while. I thought I was very disappointed in watching the Weather Channel coverage. I'll tell you why. They had one of their correspondents. They had, I don't know, this was again way ahead of the story. Like on Saturday, they're on the turnpike at gas stations. Like people are going to be making mass exoduses at noon on Saturday. But so they went to her a bunch of different times and 3 or 4 different. Because the way the Weather Channel does it, they've got a couple in studio, and then they've got people all over the coast, and so they all throw back and forth to each other. And I was very disappointed that at one point they would throw to this girl in Orlando, and her name was like, Felicia Nelson or something, that I was just so dying for when she sent it back to the studio for them to say, bye, Felicia. No one would do it.
They wouldn't do it.
They wouldn't do it.
There was the whole time.
Bye, Felicia.
The whole time in Chicago, everyone's like, oh, when do you leave? And we were saying Monday morning, and everyone up there thought we were completely crazy for coming back.
Yeah.
But they're not used to that kind of thing.
Correct.
No. So our drill poll question today presented by Lockett Law DUI and Criminal Defense. Know before you blow. Call our buddy Lee Lockett, 858-9818. Which college team had the worst opening weekend? Right now, Tennessee leading with 54% of the vote. FSU, 40%. South Carolina lost a quarterback, too, 4%. And USF, 2%.
I was, obviously, no one cares about USF, and Wisconsin must be pretty good the way they blistered them on Friday night. But listen, if we were in Nashville, I would expect those poll results. I'm amazed that here in Florida, with FSU in our backyard and the complete collapse, that they aren't winning. I'm surprised anyone cares about Tennessee, to be honest with you.
Before we talk some NFL football, I'd like you to
I blame Charlton, though. Charlton, K. Gainey, you just stuck it to me.
Yeah, two things. Harlan Barnett.
What did I say, Bennett?
Yeah. And also, you need to take the 3-foot walk and enjoy this world record that was set the other day.
Okay. I've said Barnett a few times.
Okay. This is your favorite thing right here.
Oh, God. Good Lord.
We have a young lady attempting to break the record for eating the most mayonnaise in 3 minutes.
Eating it like it's ice cream.
3.5 jars, new record of mayonnaise.
I was wondering what Jordan's up to.
Yes, so there you have it.
Well, there's one that'll never be married.
All right, off we go now to the NFL. Why did the Indianapolis Colts feel the need to give Jacoby Brissett $30 million when they already had him under contract for this year?
I wondered the same thing. Why would you pay a guy 30? It's just
I don't understand.
It's the Blake Bortles decision all over again.
I give up with this. Listen, if you want to throw him an extra $5-10 million because he's going to, because we're expecting more out of you this year, I get it. They also gave Brian Hoyer.
That wasn't much. 3 years,
$9 million guaranteed.
Yeah, 3 years, $15 million or something. It's the 3-year part of it that surprised me. I guess that was to give him the $9 million guaranteed.
I'm not. I guess maybe the Colts know something we don't know. Is Jacoby Brissett lock stock going to be the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts for the next 2 years?
The only thing that I will say about Jacoby Brissett is the Jacoby Brissett that we saw get traded in the middle of the year and have to take over an Indy team that wasn't talented.
Right.
Has now been there and in the system for a whole year last year.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they like what they see. I think this will be an interesting opportunity for Brissett. We'll see. And to your point, if I were Indianapolis, I would wait and see before I went and signed him to another contract. I mean, I guess your concern is this. Your concern is that he has a good year, he goes into free agency, and you lose another quarterback.
Yeah.
So if he goes Nick Foles and takes him to the playoffs, someone's liable to want him.
Mm-hmm. I just think, and I could be wrong. To me, it looks like the Indianapolis Colts just doled out millions of dollars for two very average quarterbacks. So,
and
we'll see.
And this just in, all average quarterbacks make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Foles got $88 million.
Yeah, that's true.
So, from that standpoint, the Jaguars, meanwhile, are, you don't really necessarily want to have this kind of distraction the week that you're opening not just the season, but against really one of the best teams in the NFL, a team that many would say would go to the Super Bowl. There was some talk where they practice somewhere else. That didn't really ever make any sense. By the time you go and come, then
well, it's really one day, hopefully.
I'm surprised.
Day is tomorrow, and
that they didn't make today a work day and just make Tuesday tomorrow. I don't know why you wouldn't do it that way.
I don't know. I think that perhaps, and again,
you're scared straight by the forecast or something. I mean,
you want to give.
Today is not a bad day weather-wise, gang. Today is not a day that you have to shut down everything.
Yeah,
it's not.
No.
Today will be less than a summer thunderstorm.
Well, quite frankly, the day of, if things keep blowing east, will
be less.
Won't be that bad either.
Yeah, but we will. I'm an underreactor, so my version of overreacting is probably a little different than most. But we'll shut bridges and isolate people, and you know.
Oh yeah.
Because it's.
I also don't know. And again, listen, we're all for erring on the side of caution. I get it. 40 mile an hour, you shut the bridges down? Since when is that new?
Well, again, I would say this. Why don't the bridges shut down when those thunderstorms blow through in the summer? I've played golf in 30 mile an hour winds here this year.
Yeah.
You catch a day at the beach, playing golf, and it'll blow, on a windy day, it'll blow like that all day.
Houston made a trade with the Miami Dolphins this weekend that, to me, it makes not a ton of sense. They gave up 2 first-round picks, and they got Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills. Miami, by the way, is not tanking in the respect of, listen, and I said this last week, you have to understand what tanking is. Tanking isn't, we're not going to try. Tanking is having the worst roster that you can possibly have, and that's what the Dolphins are doing. They're making their coach try to win games with an absolute awful roster. They've traded everyone away. They don't want to be any good this year. They don't. And so they won't. And but that's a different story.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to understand what Houston is doing. Houston does not have a general manager, so Bill O'Brien has a lot to say, and everybody says this reeks of Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien now has a left tackle, which they needed, although they drafted 2 offensive linemen with their first 2 picks. But they now have no first-round picks for the next 2 years. Houston has had 3 number 1 picks in its history, Jeff. Not one of the 3 made a second contract. Not one of the 3. David Carr didn't. Mario Williams didn't. And now Jadeveon Clowney has not.
In fairness to Clowney, he played a little better than those other 2.
Yes, Mario Williams was a good football player. He got a huge deal in Buffalo. He was good. He was like Clowney, quite honestly. I think Mario Williams probably had more sacks than Clowney.
I don't understand, I'm more okay with the Texans' moves than you are, and it's because of this. The Texans think they have a championship-winning quarterback.
Right.
So they're going to be as aggressive as they can to get help around him. And then if it didn't work and in 2 years we have to readjust, we'll still have a championship-winning quarterback and we'll start over. So, and I don't go crazy for these draft picks like the rest of the world. That might be my fault.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's a big part of me that wishes 2 years ago the Jaguars would have traded their 2018 first-round pick for anything. I mean, you don't know if you're Houston and you're good and you're picking 29th, you may not really be helping yourself all that much anyway. So.
If you're picking 8th, it's a disaster.
Well, they're not picking 8th. No. The Houston Texans aren't picking 8th. They're winning 10, 11 games. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't
know that they're winning 10 or 11
Well, who is going to win the games in the South, Hick?
I think they're all about the same.
Even with Luck gone, you don't think Houston, who won the division last year and every year and has the best quarterback and has...
I think the Indianapolis Colts have every bit as good a roster as the Houston Texans.
Yeah,
minus the quarterback.
Well, that's a big minus. Mm-hmm. A big one. Mm-hmm. And the Jaguars do too, by the way. Mm-hmm. Last year, they had a better roster but they didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah. 2 years ago, they didn't have a quarterback, and they made it to the AFC title game.
Well, and then went away. And Houston every year is not because they have a defining quarterback.
The more you know, the less you know in the NFL. It's just amazing. I mean, there's no written formula. You do the best you can. You try to get what you think are the right pieces to the puzzle, and working around the framework of what you have in terms of a salary cap and such, and away you go. Jadeveon Clowney's a good football player, but is Jadeveon Clowney worth the kind of money that Jadeveon Clowney wanted? The Houston Texans said no. Jadeveon Clowney said yes. Lots going on in Dallas with Zeke. Is he going to get his deal done? Yes or no? And is he worth, are the Cowboys going to come around, or is Zeke going to finally I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how it works in the national. Melvin Gordon, no movement at all whatsoever there. It looks like he's...
And they finally said, all right, just sit out if you want. We're not doing anything.
Well, they're done with him.
So I would think that, I don't know why it wouldn't just report.
Mario Williams, by the way, had 3 years in Buffalo, 10.5, 13, and 14
Yeah, but what was he in Houston?
He had 14 and 12 back-to-back. Yeah.
Oof. Better than I remember.
Yeah.
I remember him not being, maybe it's because...
He was coming off an injury year when they let him walk. Where he played in 5 games, but
what I'm surprised. Back to my surprise with the how the Texans did it. The narrative on Friday at the end of the week was that they weren't going to give up Clowney and a first rounder to get Tunsil. And in hindsight, why wouldn't you have just done that deal? Why wouldn't you just sent Clowney and a first rounder to Miami for Tunsil?
Because The Dolphins didn't want any good football players.
Is that what it is?
We can't take the chance of having somebody who gets 12 sacks.
Somebody tweeted out a new logo for the Dolphins, and it's replaced the fish with a teal tank.
Yes.
Driving through the orange sun.
Yeah, and Miami has no interest at all in winning football games this year. And they're not telling again.
Why would you tank for Tua? What are they doing?
I don't know.
That's not going to save anything, Miami.
Yeah.
You're not doing it right.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You don't tank for a quarterback anymore. It's just they're never as good as you think they are.
Well, unless it's,
Luck is the only one that of all these tank jobs, he's the only one that's been worth a tank.
I don't think there have been many tank jobs in the NFL. It's not like the NBA.
Well,
the NBA is outwardly tanking.
Didn't the Jets tank for Darnold the year before? I mean, we've heard it. Maybe they're not actually tanking. We just talk about the prospect of it when the season starts.
Because the Jets didn't have the number 1 pick.
No.
They got.
But I thought
the Giants could have taken Sam Darnold, so they had no guarantees.
Yeah. But I thought that the Jets made move leading into that season, leading into the draft of Darnold. I don't know. It seems like teams have done it, have tanked, are tanking for something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But so lots of movement in the AFC South, man.
AFC South could be just across the board a bunch of 8-8s and get down to the 12th tiebreaker.
Could be.
The teams look very similar to me.
Could be.
Teams have certain advantages in little spots, and other teams have advantages in other spots. I do think that the way things have happened, suddenly the Jags have, at worst, the second-best quarterback in the division. That always helps.
Yeah.
Now, it's not everything. Ask the Packers, who with Aaron Rodgers, they haven't exactly been going to the Super Bowl the last couple of years. But, that'll help. And Tennessee seems a bit of a mess.
I think Tennessee's a mess, too. And
yet, a bit of a mess,
Dadgummit if they come in here Thursday and beat us.
Well, the season starts too, Hick. I mean, look, if you're sitting in Tennessee or Nashville, if you're sitting in Nashville or Indy or Houston, you're probably saying, boy, the Jags look like they're a bit of a mess, right? They didn't barely score points in the preseason.
Yeah, that's true. You want to see what's trending?
I do.
Well, let's play that game.
Oh, hot diggity dog.
Oh, see, Tap 5 at 8 is brought to you by Brews with a Z. Go online at brews.beer and see all the fun, exciting stuff that they got going on at all 3 locations now. The original, Brews 1 at Atlantic Beach. The second one, Brews 2 in Bartram. And now open in Riverside, Brews 3.
It's the Tap 5 at 8. Visit brewswithaz.beer.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a true honor to be here with you fine gentlemen.
Number 5.
Number 5, guys. Not a happy story, but hopefully with a happy ending. I don't know if you saw over the weekend what happened with Kevin Hart.
Yes.
The superstar A-lister comedian involved in a motor vehicle accident and is...
He was in the movie I watched last night.
Was he? Did Kevin Hart show up in that movie?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Kevin Hart was in a movie I watched this weekend.
Kevin Hart's in every movie.
And it was so bad, it should have left him with a broken back.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that night school. Oh,
is that bad?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
That wasn't...
Oh, the worst
was
movie
that
ever.
one with Tiffany Haddish?
Yes, it wasn't the worst ever, but it wasn't very good.
Oh, God, it was awful.
Was it not good?
Yeah, it's like Night of the Roxbury bad.
Oh, no.
I mean, they keep waiting on it to get funny, and it just never does.
Look, Kevin's a high-volume performer, man. He will say yes.
Well, especially when he's hot like he is.
When you got a flick, you want to throw him like 9 mil, he'll say yes.
I like him okay, but he ain't that funny to me. He's okay.
Well, I think he's hilarious.
But, Hart, not entirely sure what happened, but involved in a motor vehicle accident. He had a vintage car, 1970, I think. His car, but was hospitalized with what they call major back injuries. But follow-up word says he's going to be all right after surgery. He's going to be okay. So it was a little scary on the Twitter sphere. People were sending their thoughts over to Kevin Hart over the weekend.
Number 4.
Number 4, guys. Speaking of celebrities who make a lot of money.
Yes.
Your guy, Dan, Justin Bieber.
Biebs.
You're a big fan.
I love Biebs.
Might be taking over the is it Hotels.com that has Captain Obvious commercials?
Yeah.
Justin might be taking over as the new Captain Obvious.
Perfect.
As Justin had what they're calling a revealing Instagram post, Dan, where he, among other things, it's a lengthy post, but he confessed to heavy drug use starting at the age of 19. You don't say.
Oh, Biebs did?
Biebs apparently was heavily into the drugs.
Did not know that.
Did not know that.
Who, Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
What do you mean y'all didn't know he was in drugs? You don't remember when they busted his house out there in California and there were mountains of cocaine on the table?
Fake news.
Yeah, he was a little drug addict. Is what
Fake
he was.
say that.
Sure he was.
You know.
Come on.
Who hasn't peed in a mop bucket?
I mean, for real? Y'all don't know Justin Bieber was rolling on drugs back in the day? Come on.
The revealing post, Jeff.
Number 3.
Number 3, guys. This is for the recruitniks out there, Dan. Maybe straight out of Key and Peele. Not sure how many stars this guy is,
Dude,
but he's a 5-star in my book.
One? What in the world, man?
My guy, he's a high school wide receiver out of Louisiana, and he has what may be the greatest name in recorded human history.
I like it.
He's a 6'1" receiver. He's a leader on the team this year. Says he has offers from Southern University and Southern Miss.
Outstanding.
Caught 18 balls last year. He's 6'1". He's from Green Oaks High School out in Louisiana, Dan. His full given name, thanks to the intrepid work of some other journalists out there, is the coldest to ever do it, Crawford.
The coldest
Crawford
to ever do it is
his
his
middle
middle
name. Is to ever do it.
Ever do it. To ever do it.
Yes.
Ever do it.
Yeah.
They caught up with DeColdest.
Well, DeColdest, it's funny, but DeColdest' mom and dad both have the same first name. Yeah, they're named the dumbest. So we got that.
He said, my mom came up with the name. She named me this because she knew I would be the best athlete out of everyone in the family.
I like it.
That's a lot of pressure, man.
Congratulations.
That's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, though.
Your name is DeColdest.
Gotta live up to that, man. What if you're not? What if you're not the best athlete in the family? Then what?
Number 2.
Number 2, guys. Dan, you guys just talked about this, but usually the waiver wire does not see a lot of big names come across the leaderboard, but thanks to some waiver weekend trade activity, suddenly the Houston Texans thrust themselves into the center of the NFL universe, at least for a couple days. Busy weekend. Jadeveon Clowney off to Seattle, Laramie Tunsil off to Houston.
Yeah, that was
now
surprising.
A lot of people are saying the Texans got robbed blind on the Clowney deal.
Yeah.
Not sure where you guys stand on that.
I just think that I don't like what Houston's doing. I think that, but if they go win a Super Bowl, then winner Houston. If they go win the Super Bowl, then it's a good move.
And they can win. They there are other ways it can not be a loss.
Yeah.
It's not a loss if they just stay, a double-digit win team. At the end of the day, they weren't going to have Clowney. They weren't going to keep him. Now, we can argue whether or not that was a mistake, but
Miami had won 7 games last year, and this is the list of their starters that are gone. Tunsil, Stills, Tannehill, James, Gore, Amendola, Larson, Swanson, Wake, Spence, Quinn, Kiko Alonso, and T.J. McDonald. 13 starters from a 7-win team.
The Dolphins traded Kiko Alonso this weekend again.
Yes. Now they have
He's
compiled
to New Orleans,
a ton of draft picks, so maybe they want to hold those draft picks and trade that.
It says a ton, Dan, but you look, it's really not all that many. I mean, ton to me is you got 3 in the first this year. And
I think it's Cleveland-like.
We got 2. They got two per first round.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is if Houston wins 11 games, that second pick is going to be 24th.
Yeah.
So, not that 24th you can't find a player. I'm sure you can. But.
And lastly, guys.
Yes,
Number 1.
Number 1, as we batten down the hatches, as we prepare for the arrival of Dorian, which we expect to be here, this evening? At least
tomorrow morning. I mean, for us here on the first coast, from the southern St. John's up to Nassau, I'd say, anywhere from I'd say I'm projecting. I'm from what I've seen from tomorrow at 6 a.m. And tomorrow now, we'll get it'll get real. We'll have some 60-mile-an-hour gusts, and they'll probably close some bridges. We'll have some rougher moments probably tomorrow.
Well, you guys both having worked in TV news. During storm coverage, there's maybe nothing you like more than the crisis man-on-the-street interview. Mm-hmm. And that's where we find the viral sensation of the weekend.
Yeah, this guy's good, yeah.
Tyler Vasquez, guys, he's a breaking news reporter for Florida Today.
Yeah.
He headed over to Palm Bay and caught up with a Guggen at a trailer park. Guys,
Guggen almost sounded like he was going to make some sense, and then he just went...
Yeah, so the Guggen...
completely off the rails.
He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
You go, Guggen.
Has a very glorious-looking mustache.
Yeah.
And he decided to offer up his solutions for dealing with Hurricane Dorian. Take it away, Guggen.
They keep saying, all this warm weather and warm water. We have a Navy. Why don't the Navy come and drop ice in the warm water so it can't get going as fast as it's going? But you tell us, it's the warm weather. It's the wind. Well, we have an Air Force. Right, so Air Force planes around to get the winds going the opposite way. The Navy to go in circles to fight it the other way.
Listen, the ice idea The ice idea in and of itself. Now, the problem is the volume of ice you need. It's impossible.
Listen, this is as king of the Googans, I once proclaimed we should put fans on the beach and blow it back out. If the winds blew faster than it was coming in at 100, we blow it at 120. Let's get it back out to sea.
He's an idea man. They're not all good.
Another in the long line of your
I think
your
he's throwing
ridiculous
things out
ideas.
there, baby. I like that. We have a president who said maybe we could drop a couple nukes into that thing. I mean, let's go.
Ill advised.
The idiocracy reigns, buddy.
Let's roll.
Idiocracy rules.
Whatever it takes.
I was
right?
watching somebody put together like a little meme or a collection of video of Trump and describing the hurricane he saw through these last couple of years.
Uh-huh.
And it's a tremendous hurricane, very wet, a lot of water. Yeah, it's kind of how water works, man. It's wet.
You are fake news.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just fly some planes around it, Jeff.
Yeah, send the Air Force up and let's fly them counterclockwise, and the whole thing will just dry up.
There it goes.
Or why don't we just send Ian Ziering up there with the Sharknado crew?
Now we're thinking.
He'll take care of it. All right. That's what's trending. Brought to you by Brews with a Z. We will talk with Tony B. It's Breakfast with Pacelli. The season is here. Our look at the season opener against the Chiefs. Next on a Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Special teams are a part of making a team special.
We've been special, right?
Listen for the Special Teams Player of the Week, brought to you by the urological specialists of McKeever Clinic. Innovators in urological care since 1921 on 1010XL.
This is Hacker from XL Primetime. Now, you've heard for a long time that I'm a sausage guy. Well, I have found my favorite sausage. Cugino's sausage is great. From the hot, medium, or mild sausage, Cugino's sausage is my go-to. It's a family recipe made in small batches for consistent taste with no additives or preservatives. Best of all, they deliver to you. Go to CuginoSausage.com to check them out and order your Cugino sausage today.
Cugino Sausage. Our meat makes your mouth happy.
Football fans, what's your ride looking like these days? Rolling on those stock rims, bald tires? My friends over at R&R Tire Express hooked me up, and can you too? R&R carries a huge selection of passenger tires and custom wheels with affordable payment options. Just $20 installs new tires and $50 installs custom wheels and tire packages with R&R's 6-month same as cash. Installation, rotation, balance, flat repair, and a roadside assistant is free. Ask for the Leon Special, and R&R will give you $100 off your purchase. For locations, go to rnrtires.com.
When you owe the IRS or Florida sales tax and can't pay, contact J. David Tax Law. Voted best tax attorney by Folio Weekly Readers and an ultimate tax attorney by the Jacksonville Business Journal. Stop collection action and permanently resolve your tax problem. Peace of mind is only a click or call away. Call J. David Tax Law now for a no-cost consultation at 507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Online at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Are you in business? Do you have a need for commercial real estate? Whether you're buying or selling, call a team that's dedicated to helping you improve your rate of return. If you're buying or selling commercial real estate, or even a business, go to PantheonRealty.com. Click on the special offer button to find out how Pantheon Realty Group's exclusive offer may be unlike any other commercial real estate brokerage. Pantheon's offer will help you improve your bottom line. Visit PantheonRealty.com. That's PantheonRealty.com.
Own a home? Lee & Kate's Glass is Northeast Florida's go-to for residential glass services. From tub and shower enclosures to broken or fogged windows. For more information and to request a quote, visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
Share the road, share the responsibility. Mayor Lenny Curry here reminding you that when in doubt, wait it out. Make eye contact with drivers before crossing the street. Drivers always slow down and yield to pedestrians. Be all in for safety. Be all in, Duval. Go to COJ.net for more safety tips.
Georgia Bulldog football. Hear the Dogs fight for the SEC East.
Brought to you by Meineke Car Care.
Catch live play-by-play action on 1010XL.
Oh, yeah, guys. Football season is here. You know what that means, right? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has odds on every game and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Look, the NFL season kicks off Thursday night with Chicago and Green Bay. Of course, Kansas City rolls into town laying 4 on Jacksonville Sunday, and there's a whole boatload of college football action. You can even bet on games after kickoff or parlay your picks and score a huge profit on a small wager, all at MyBookie. Don't play at some no-name sportsbook. Bet with the best at mybookie.ag. Sign up today, and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's right, up to $1,000 in free money to wager on your favorite teams. Use the promo code RADIO right now to get your exclusive double your money offer. That's mybookie.ag, promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest and no money down. It's our best offer ever as we celebrate our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway. 5 years, 0 interest with nothing down on anything and everything. Come take advantage of this and check out the all-new Diamonds Direct. Now open off Town Center Parkway just left of the Hyatt. Diamonds Direct on approved credit.
This is Jason March from March Motors. How would you like to cruise the beach in a beautiful new truck? Well, we've got big trucks with 35-inch tires.
And I'm Peppermint Patty. We have 4-door trucks that you can fit the family in and stay all day. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, trucks under $20,000. You want them, we got them.
Check us out on Atlantic Boulevard or log on to marchmotors.com to start shopping right away.
Because at March Motors, remember, good credit, bad credit, we don't care.
But we do care about you.
Hey Jacksonville, Safety Tom here with Remedy Staffing. We are urging employers to better understand heat stress and train employees on how to prepare themselves for the summer heat. For tips on how to prepare your workforce, reach out to me, Tom, at tb5@remedystaff.com.
If a car leaves work at 5:46 p.m., picks up 2 kids and 1 spouse at 3 different locations, and purposely passes 3 fast food joints looking for 1 quality meal that feeds 4, what's the quickest way to get a family meal with 0 regret? The Publix Deli. Grab-and-go entrees and salads, chicken and smokehouse favorites, custom-made subs. Every option is the right answer. Try a delicious ready-to-enjoy deli meal tonight. Now that's everyday easy. Only at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
I'm Mark Anajar with the Law Office of Anajar and Levine. The hurricane hit us hard, and unfortunately we're trying to rebuild. If you need any help with any hurricane loss that you sustained, give us a call. We're here to help anytime. Make sure to survey your property, take pictures if possible, and get your insurance papers in order. By doing that, we'll be able to help you rebuild as quickly as possible. Call us at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Meet Vuse Alto, a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. With long-lasting pods filled with liquid blended in the U.S., Vuse Alto delivers our highest performing vapor yet. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Vuse, leading the way today, tomorrow, and the future. Underage sale prohibited.
Hurricanes aren't the only weather-related danger here in the Sunshine State. Let Southern Oak Insurance show you how we can protect your home in all kinds of weather. Simply log on to find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Being prepared in a hurricane also means knowing what to do after a loss. At Anajar and Levine, we're more than just accident attorneys. Call us for help at 1-800-747-FREE.
Now breakfast with Boselli.
Brought to you by Claude Nolan Cadillac and ClaudeNolanCadillac.com. Beginning lasting relationships since 1905. Breakfast provided by Chick-fil-A.
On 1010XL.
Well, we all learn, we all get educated as life goes on, and our next guest, Don Anthony Boselli Jr., whenever there's a hurricane, it harkens me back to the days of the 90s when he scolded Jaguar fans for wanting them to come to a Jaguar game when there was a Category 5 bearing down on Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Tony, or am I getting the facts wrong?
I think you're getting the facts a little bit wrong. It was actually just a rainy day.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a rainy day like a Northeastern, and everyone decided to not come and stay in the club all day. That's all.
Wow.
Is that the game that they missed you chasing down Archerell Hawkins?
No,
I know it was the bingo. No, that was a really rainy, that was like 21-0 Jags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but whatever. I get it, whatever.
Tone,
I don't know why we brought that up to start the show on a downer.
Oh, that's not a downer. I'd never let the facts get in the way of a
show
good story.
how you've grown as
Now
know,
you're in
as a
Jacksonville's
Jacksonvillian.
most beloved Jaguar.
And you respect the power of the storm.
You probably have evacuated.
I'll tell you, I'm not going to say where I am because I don't want to get in trouble. But boy, I mean, this thing just sits there. I mean, I cannot imagine, being in the Bahamas.
I know.
No,
I feel so sorry for those.
That's a reality.
The stories of tragedy there are going to be unbelievable.
Oh, I mean, it's just not moving.
No.
I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah. It hit the Bahamas and it just sat there.
Just sat there. Decided, you know what? We don't like the Bahamas. We are going to just make these people's lives miserable.
Yeah. You wonder what the destruction will be, but the videos that came back were horrific. I mean, the water
I got
up in the,
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, as everyone else is watch this constantly because I'm trying to figure out where the heck it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a little bit annoying because they don't really know.
Right.
So I wish they just get on and say we have no idea.
Well, they show you all those spaghetti strings, and you look at the model. So they try to give you a little bit of an idea. Yeah.
No, they don't, because literally 5 days ago it was going to hit, south of Melbourne and go across the state.
Right. Right. Well, it was never a Cat 5 either in the beginning.
Right. I'm just saying. I know these.
They can't tell you a week out, Tone.
Yeah.
That's my point. They just say, listen, it's like coming
out
somewhere.
there.
Yeah, just run a crawl. I think we're all in favor. They do start the nonstop coverage too soon. They're not. To me, now again, I'm not going to sit here and kill the television business I live in. It's a little self-serving to me. I don't really think you're serving the audience when you're wall to wall 5 days before the storm. But whatever.
But it is what it is. But the people. My question is this, and I don't know if you guys know.
Trying to get you to take heed, and as I think somebody said it best, you prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Well, I think that's fine. I agree with that 100%. But I think what happens is because they are way off more times than not, unfortunately. I mean, it's hard. I'm not killing the people. I mean, they're doing the best they can.
Yeah.
But people stop thinking it's real. It does the opposite effect.
Boy who cried wolf is what you're saying.
That's why I can't tell you. My friends are like, well, forget this. I'm not leaving.
Right.
I don't believe it.
I think my friends at the beach, I think the bigger issue for me is, and I know, again, it's always safety and the err on the side of caution, but when they leave, and I think you went through this one of the times too, Tone, is it takes them a while to reopen, to let you back on. That's what frustrates the people. They want to get back to their homes and see what's happened. And when you leave, then
takes too long.
Then you have to wait.
Yeah,
you know?
It's tough. I mean, listen, you got to be smart. And
but you got to err on the side of caution. Yeah.
You got to be conservative in these things, because if it does, God forbid, hit us. Well,
right.
Tony, it's dangerous. But I have a question about the storm. One last question.
Yes, sir.
So I've been watching it, like I said, like everyone else is, and sitting over the Bahamas.
Right.
And the eye is just sitting there, but in the middle of the eye, it's calm.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So is there a portion of the Bahamas that are just sitting there in sunny weather?
Yeah,
and nothing?
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And when it's and when it's sitting there, the point is good. Usually, when the eye moves over you, you'll get like 20 minutes of good weather. But when it's stationary like that, you're right. There's probably certain parts of the Bahamas that just sat there in calmness for 24 hours.
I mean, that's what it's just like. I mean, that's unreal.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah.
Well, and also what was weird about this one too is we continue giving our expert weather analysis here, was that the eye. Did you see it when they
get enough?
Right. Well, right. Yeah, because Jim Cantori hadn't hooked him up already.
Jimmy.
Bye, Felicia. Did you see too that the eye was like almost like something alien, like a perfect circle? Like not
for a little bit,
almost a circle. This was a few days ago, but like a dead perfect circle, which was so strange. All right, let's get to the football. Tony, how much are you concerned at all by the week getting thrown out of whack due to the storm? Did the Jaguars need this to be, a normal week, a routine week?
Nah, it's not the end of the world. I mean, the one good thing is because it's early, you're not really into the routine yet. I mean, you haven't even started the routine of what every week's like. And they've had a lot of camp. They've been were prepping last week for the Chiefs during the week 4 preseason game, and so they're ready. I mean, they're going to be ready for the Chiefs. They know what to expect. They're going to practice Thursday, Friday, a little walkthrough Saturday. I mean, they should be fine. I don't think it's would you like a perfect week? Sure, absolutely, but I don't think it's going to be the determining factor. It shouldn't be.
I think the thing I would be worried about more than anything is the uncertainty of the storm. It might not even be here till Thursday, and that's the day you're planning on practicing.
Right.
And if it goes a little bit west, well, now you got all kinds of issues. And you worry about the distraction or guys' minds on their families and property and other things. So that's that's the concern I would have if I was Doug Marrone, is this thing slowed down. We thought by Thursday it's going to be out of there and it'll be behind us and we can get back to normal game week prep. But the way this thing's moving, and as slow as it is, I mean, Thursday, if it goes a little bit west, might be the worst of the days.
But on the flip side, the good news is it seems to be going more east. So
it is. It looks like it's going east, so it should be fine.
Right.
And there should be no issues.
Right. What about we had talked earlier about perhaps why didn't they flip-flop Tuesday and Wednesday? In other words, the guys had the weekend off. Why didn't they just practice today
and take tomorrow?
And then take tomorrow and maybe Thursday if they needed to have that as you know what I mean?
Well, I think the reason was they had to make this decision, a number of days ago. It was not supposed to sit over the Bahamas.
Right.
That's the first thing. And second thing, the stadium is in one of the evacuation areas. It's in B.
Mm-hmm.
And they evacuated A and B.
Oh, I got you. Because of the bridge, you can't get back and forth, too.
That's
a good
right.
point.
And I believe if worse comes to worse, the stadium is a shelter or a place where people can go evacuate too.
Okay.
So you have a number of things you have to think about if you're the Jaguars and trying to gauge this thing out a number of days ahead of time. And I think what everyone has to realize, you got 53 players plus the staff and all their families they got to worry about. So if you're a guy who lives at the beach and your family's at the beach and they're talking about closing the bridges sometime today, and this was the report 3 days ago, well, you can't have one of your players practicing and his family's trying to figure out what the heck to do.
Yeah, understood.
And they're stuck. So I think that's why. I mean, in a perfect world, I think based on what has happened, they would be practicing today, take tomorrow and Thursday off. But you're going to deal with the cards as they're dealt, and I think Doug made the best possible decision with the information he had at the time.
Based on not learning literally one thing about this team this preseason, other than you damn sure don't want the bottom of the roster playing meaningful football for you, what would be your biggest question still to be answered and concern going into this game against a really good, really tough opponent right out of the gates?
Well, I think it's interesting. So we're going to play a team that actually played in preseason quite a bit more. I mean, Patrick Mahomes played week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure their starters played in the first 3 preseason.
No, they did. I watched them a few times. I don't know if they played, just tons of football, but definitely a lot more than the Jags played. Yeah.
Right. And it's a more of a known commodity because they've done it, they've been together. So the biggest concern I have is the same that I've had the whole time. I have no idea what this offense is.
Mm-hmm.
Literally no idea. Like, I'm pretty confident this defense is going to come out and give a great effort and play really good. And they'll do as good a job as anybody in the NFL this year against the Chiefs with slowing them down. But I don't think you're shutting the Chiefs down. The way the game is officiated, the rules, so set up for offense, I think it's really hard to completely shut down an offense like the Chiefs. But I think they'll slow them down. I think they'll have a really good effort, and I think they'll make it difficult for the Chiefs offense to score. But the Nick Foles-led offense with DeFilippo calling plays, I don't know what to expect. I have no idea. And anyone who says they do, outside of the people in that room, are full of it because we haven't seen it.
Right.
We haven't seen anything. And you got, if you look at you got a tight end group, unproven and young. You got a wide receiver group that hasn't done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
D.D. Westbrook's probably the most exciting guy if you look at it. And I think D.D.'s a good football player, and I think he has an opportunity of a big year. And at the running back position, you got Leonard Fournette and a bunch of unknowns. So, the question I keep on asking, I said it on the show Monday night, or last night with the Jags, is who's going to score touchdowns for this group? Where are the points going to come from?
Right.
And that's the big question mark I have offensively. Because I think they need to score 24-28 to win this game.
Can they do it?
And where does that production come from?
Good question. I worry about, Tom, I don't know if I worry about, but you can't replicate a football game, right? I mean, in the preseason,
No,
certainly the
no.
Jaguars didn't do that, and it's going to be blazing hot Sunday once this stuff gets through, and the sun's going to beat down on us. And in the third period or third quarter, Tony Baselli and Kansas City might be on a 7-play drive. I mean, hands on the knees, I mean, that's a big old jolt to the system to be when you haven't really done that at all the entire month of August.
Dan, I agree. So, I mean, we had some hot days during camp, and,
Right.
and they practiced. They were out there during it. So that's a little bit of help.
Yes.
But I wonder how much of an advantage is the heat really for us now?
Yeah.
Because we're not. How much work have we done at the intensity level?
We know
the game's gonna be in the
we know they're not tackling, right? I mean, so that is such a different level of, and that's every NFL team. So maybe that's a wash. I don't know.
No, I think it. But in the past, like when we played, I was go back when I was playing.
Sure.
I mean, we had 2 days in the heat, and we're just killing each other and
Right.
grinding through it. That opening game, like
walk in the park. Yeah.
We felt like we had an advantage whoever came in here.
Sure.
And I wonder if that advantage is still there. I mean, it's a wash at worst case scenario. I just wonder if there still is that advantage based on just how the preseason is done and how camp is done nowadays. I don't know.
With all that said, Tone, you feel like this is a competitive football team, and you feel like this team,
yes,
right? You
yes,
feel like
yes.
this team is going to be in contention for a playoff spot in this crazy AFC South. Just give me a thumbnail sketch of what you think when the smoke clears, what the Jags are going to do, and then let's quickly talk about what Houston did and what's happened to Indy and Tennessee here as we get ready for the season.
Oh, I think the Jags have as good a chance as anybody to win this division.
Okay.
I mean, even after everyone's like what Houston did, I think Houston got worse on defense. Start there, and I'm not worried about our defense playing their offense.
Okay.
So I give this team, not losing key guys, as good a chance as the Texans, the Colts, and the Titans have won the division, and maybe better.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a very close division race. I think 10-6 wins it, or at least ties for the lead, and then you have to go to tiebreakers. And I think the Jags have a great chance. I mean, the question is offensively, they got to figure out how they're going to score points. I just look at last year. I think they're better offensively than they were last year because of the quarterback position alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're better up front if they stay healthy. I really like Juwan Taylor. I think he's going to be a really good right tackle. I'm concerned about Cam, not because Cam's tough and I love his mentality, but he's coming off an ACL and has 6 reps.
Right.
And I worry about early season, and they're playing the Chiefs. Frank Clark's a good football player, so I worry about that a little bit. But you can game plan that. So I like Jags where they sit right now. I think it's going to be a wild AFC South race, and it'll be fun to watch.
You're listening to Breakfast with Baselli, brought to you by Claude Nolan Cadillac and ClaudeNolanCadillac.com. Beginning lasting relationships since 1905. Breakfast provided by Chick-fil-A.
I'm wondering if you yourself here, and again, I'm going to let you speak for yourself here because we have so much respect for you as a colleague and a friend. You're national. You've got a big year coming up.
You have a local friend named Dan that you might mention in the Hall of Fame.
I feel like this is a setup right here.
You should
well,
be.
you're
yeah.
smarter.
That's because you know him well.
I'm wondering if
I do
there's,
too, friend.
I'm
also
wondering if
feel
there's
one
some
coming.
bad mojo going on in your heart.
Oh no!
I'm wondering if you're not living right because your college football season went up in smoke in about one day. And are you going to bring that to our beloved Jaguar franchise? Tony Baselli.
Are you the mush, Tony?
Tony Baselli's son plays for FSU. And by the way, got in and got some snaps, so congrats on that, right? He played some?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if did you go to the game?
I did. I was there.
Yeah, and you witnessed that debacle. And then your alma
That was
mater.
bad. That
Yeah.
was bad.
Well, you can comment in a minute, but then your alma mater, your proud alma mater, who's in line to hire Urban Meyer here soon, and will make the pact with the devil.
And win a title.
Saw their starting quarterback go down with a knee injury that will cost him the entire season, and your next 5 games are as tough as they can be out west.
Which isn't very tough, though, Tony. That's good
I'm
news.
just wondering here. I'm just wondering what have you done, and is there an explanation for this? Because this seems to be a yearly happening with you of late.
Well, yeah.
Are you living right?
No, probably not. I mean, probably not. I'm doing something wrong, obviously. I'm trying to think back. I think it was in 17 when the Jags had the great year. I think both Florida State and SC were bad that year too.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go. I like looking for a bright spot. That's good.
Well, I know Florida State was bad. I'm trying to think. Maybe that SC was okay. They played. Yeah, they were good that year actually. So that's not. I can't go with that.
Well, first of all, SC can still record-wise be okay, but you lost your quarterback though.
And yeah, I'm worried about it. Listen, I don't think we were great with the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't either.
You lost 3 games in 17. So
yeah, it's a pretty good year.
Yeah,
pretty good year. We were 10-3. It's not bad.
Just good enough to keep Helton.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make a couple comments. One, SC is my alma mater. I love it more than any place else.
I know you do.
The FSU loss bothered me more.
Okay.
Well, because you're there and you witnessed the. It's unacceptable, dude. It was almost like this is what it looked like to me, Tony, and then you can give me your expert opinion. It was almost like at halftime the coaches said, "Okay, we're good," and they all went golfing.
No, I actually take it a little bit different.
Okay.
Offensively, I can't explain how they couldn't score at all in the second half. But if you look at the first half, they didn't have a bunch of plays. It was all big plays. They never had like a sustained drive.
Right.
They had these big plays, and they scored, which is fine. This is good. And defensively, they never stopped Boise State. They never stopped them. It was turnovers.
Freshman quarterback, too.
Yeah, they never stopped them. I mean, they were gashing them on the ground game from play one.
Yes.
And so it was like they never had an answer for Boise State offensively. Offensively, or the FSU defense had no answer. So, they got what they deserved at that side. Offensively, I can't believe they didn't. I mean, score one touchdown, you win the game.
Mm-hmm.
One touchdown. And
what about that fumble inside the 5-yard line?
There's a great meme going around where you'd see 2 guys for FSU within like a yard of the football, no Boise State guy in the picture, and they don't get the ball.
Where I was sitting with the people I was sitting with, I mean, the screaming, me included, of like to pick the ball up when it was sitting on the turf. I was like, just fall on it. I mean, the game is so different at that point.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, I don't. It's tough. That one's tough because my
Can
son,
you ask your son if Willie made this comment yesterday? He didn't know if the squad was hydrating well enough. Do they not drink water during?
Can you get out the P chart?
The week or?
Let me just say something. One thing I'm not doing, I'll never make comments about Willie Taggart or the coaching staff if my son plays on the team. Number two, what hurts is because he was so disappointed. They were so excited as a team.
Yeah.
And they felt like they had a good camp and to start that way. So,
you didn't when you saw him, you didn't like start yelling or anything.
No.
You hugged him and told him you were proud of him. You didn't.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't go. What?
You need to hydrate more, son.
No.
What just happened? That's the biggest joke I've ever seen.
I didn't see you drink water one time.
It was 31-13, son.
If I would have been on the staff, I would have been screaming. I'll tell you that. Totally.
Hey,
I'll say one thing that was so crazy. We said this during the game. Like FSU had like 10 guys without cramps constantly. Not one Boise
Yeah,
State
I noticed
guy.
that too.
Not one.
By the way, do you think somebody on the offense after 105 plays might have had a little cramp?
Maybe one.
That they ran against FSU?
They were never tired. They just kept on. I'm like what are they doing? They live in Idaho.
Maybe it was that extra day in Jacksonville.
Hey, Tony, we're about out of time here, but I did have one question, and we mentioned the Houston stuff and how good is Laramie Tunsil? Like, where is he? Because I know that look, the Houston did a lot. They gave up Clowney, didn't get much for him. They gave up a lot to get Tunsil, but I would argue that in Houston with Deshaun Watson there, it's all. I mean, he was sacked the most, he was pressured the most. Yeah. Is Tunsil enough to change that? Because if he is, I would suggest even with all they gave up, it's not a bad trade for Houston. But if he's not, then boy, they gave up a lot.
I mean, he's good. I don't know if he's a top 5 tackle. He's good.
Then that's 10. Too much, right? That's too much.
Maybe he's 5. Maybe he's a good player. He's a good football player. Very athletic. He makes them better. There's no doubt about it. He's a left tackle that you can say go block the defensive end 1-on-1, and he's going to be fine. I don't know if he's going to physically dominate guys, but he's going to block them. He's a good football player. With that said, I still think I can't believe they gave up that much. More than anything, you know how much leverage they gave Laramie Tunsil? I mean, he's going to come up, and they have to pay him whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Actually decent.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, they have to. They just gave up, like, they mortgaged the future for one guy.
Is this why you have a general manager for, like, checks and balances?
Yes. Yeah. You can't do this. That was, like, what do you do? And then the Clowney thing was so mismanaged.
Yeah.
You realize if they would have just let him go as a free agent, they would have got the same third-round pick?
Compensatory?
Compensatory. It would have been about 20 picks later, but it would have been.
Yeah, but then they don't get Kiki Mingo, Tony.
Well, and they don't get the opportunity to pay for half of Clowney's.
Yeah, they're also paying half his salary.
Yeah.
For the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when, you can say all you want about GMs and whether or not you like them, but it's kind of good to have one in place.
Yeah, I guess
so. And I'll say this about Clowney. Like everyone says, well, he's not a great sacker. He only had 8 or 9 last year or whatever. As we play them, he's the most disruptive guy. Like, he's, like, messes things up for you as an offense.
Right.
He allowed a bunch of other guys to make plays.
Something tells me in Seattle he'll have 12, 15 sacks too.
When they traded him, I'm like, good.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it made us, our offense, the job of blocking them much easier. Now just focus on JJ. Everything's fine.
Yep.
And I don't know what they're doing, but I'm glad. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But I was fine with it.
All right, my man. Well, we appreciate it. Look forward to Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Jags of the Chiefs. Here we
go.
Be
safe. Everyone be safe.
All right.
It comes whatever direction.
All right. There you
All right,
go.
buddy.
So
Thanks,
Tony
Tone.
DeCelli. I won't ask. He's on the other side of those bridges in Ponte Vedra. I won't ask if he is mandatory evacuated like he's supposed to. We're just going to assume that he
didn't want to
did.
say. He said, I'm not telling you where I am.
I'm guessing he's in his living room right now, but I was just saying. I don't know. All right.
He's in a shelter.
That's Breakfast with Pacelli, and we've got a lot more here. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. A good full week 1 of college football is in the books. I saw my Shazam Spotlight from the college football weekend, and it's not what you think. We also have week 1 of the NFL season coming up. Hick, I saw ESPN. You're a big fan of their FPI. I know that you even have a page devoted to that on your Twitter feed. And it is projected not just teams' records, but the score of every game.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to look at that. We're going to see how they have the Jaguars, and I'm going to ask you to channel your inner FPI because, again, you've memorized the numbers and the documentation.
That's the DPI.
And give me the exact scores of the game this weekend like your beloved FPI has. So that and more. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. You're listening to The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Catch high school football play-by-play on 1010XL.
I'm Coach Tobin of the Bold Bulldogs. So this Friday, our first road game of the season up in Georgia against New Hampstead. Catch the play-by-play live at 7 on 1010 AM.
Here's a quick tip from your fast file bankruptcy expert, Don Dufresne with the law offices of Parker & Dufresne. Did you know the U.S. Bankruptcy Court has a new program to help borrowers navigate student loan repayments and possibly reduce thousands in interest? If you have student loan debt and are considering bankruptcy, contact the law offices of Parker & Dufresne. For more quick tips, visit jackslawcenter.com. Relief, restore, renew. Offices Jacksonville.
Hi, this is Dale Murray, and we're throwing the flag on those big city dealers charging those big city prices. Come see why everybody's driving the distance to Murray Superstores. If we don't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Our starting All-American lineup wins every time. Plus, our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles puts the blitz on the competition. And we'll trade anything from wore-out bed sheets to football cleats. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Diamonds Direct celebrates our all-new showroom with a spectacular offer. Now for a limited time, buy any item and enjoy 5 years zero-interest financing. Yes, a $5,000 designer ring is just $85 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, only $50 a month with nothing down. Come see the all-new Bigger, Better Diamonds Direct and take advantage of this incredible opportunity. We're off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt. Diamonds Direct, Jacksonville's direct diamond importer. On approved credit.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance painting.
A lot of times, guys think that laser hair removal is just something that women do. Not the case. I know my husband used to think that until he did it, and now he is thanking me for the advice of calling Ideal Image, experiencing laser hair removal. He's not shaving anymore. Back hair, hard to reach spots. He hated shaving, hated the razor bumps, the irritation, and now he's not dealing with any of it because of Ideal Image. Ideal Image Med Spa is offering special back-to-school packages for laser hair removal. They're America's #1 choice for laser hair removal. They only employ the top licensed nursing and medical professionals in the country, and Ideal Image also offers in-house payment plans, so call because it's a private complimentary consultation. 904-652-0652. That's 904-652-0652. Located at the Markets at Town Center, US 17, just south of Orange Park on Fleming Island, and St. Augustine in Diane's Marketplace. Medical Director, Dr. Holly Hickman, and at idealimage.com. Right now, Ideal Image Med Spa offering special back-to-school packages for laser hair removal. Call today.
This is the Mangler. By now you've heard my commercial for Advanced Disposal on our need for CDL drivers. As a result, we've added some good drivers to our team. However, we still have some positions to fill. We're looking for CDL drivers in Northeast Florida, especially in Clay County, St. Johns County, and yes, Duval! Come be a starter on our team. Earn a solid wage and get full benefits. Head to our website, advanceddisposal.com/careers, and get signed up today. That's advanceddisposal.com/careers.
Equal opportunity employer.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Alameda is my name and boating is my game, but you can call me Lisa, the Boatanista. Are you looking for some fun in the sun? Ready for boating that's hassle-free? Then you can take it from me. At Freedom Boat Club, we insure and maintain as well as train. And we keep the boats clean, if you know what I mean. And if you like to fish, we can answer your wish. Just bring your bait. You'll never have to wait. Or if you're like me, you can always ski. So let's all sing, Let Freedom Boat Club ring. Rub-a-dub-dub. You need to check out Freedom Boat Club.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Trustline Mortgage. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. A lot of Jaguars moves over the weekend as they cut the roster down to the 53-man. They also signed 4 guys off the waiver wire, including tight ends Matt Orzek and Seth DeValve, and running backs Tyler Irvin and Divine Ozigbo. Jaguars also gave Miles Jack an extension as they signed the linebacker to 4-year, $57 million. That will keep Jack here through the 2023 season. And Doug Marrone spoke on getting these guys ready for the game despite the storm heading to Jax.
I don't look at it as we're going to lose a practice day. We're going to be able to, as of right now, if everything remains the same and the schedule is, we'll have our work in. So I'm not concerned about that.
Visit Jaguars.com for more. 9:02 and 82 degrees. Time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Being prepared in a hurricane also means knowing what to do after a loss. At Anajar and Levine, we're more than just accident attorneys. Call us for help at 1-800-747-FREE.
All right, welcome back. Top of the hour, 9 o'clock. Jaguars and Chiefs go Sunday at the bank. Cannot wait. Miles Jack will be there with a lot of cash. Congratulations to Miles Jack.
Straight cash on him.
You didn't have to be the highest paid guy. He's life-changing money. I'm in.
Well, keep in mind,
$33 million guaranteed. Okay, fine with me. Let's work it out. I think he's like third or fourth highest paid linebacker
He's not the third highest paid linebacker, but keep in mind he also has his candle empire to fall back on.
Sure he does. He's got the candles in the wind. So
candle money.
Congratulations to him. What I did not know about Miles Jack is that he harbored a serious
he's not a fan of Ian Rappaport.
Oh, man. He was
he went all in on it.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, or if you're not on Twitter, you're not following Miles Jack. So Miles Jack works out a deal and gets a contract that I think is great for both sides. I hope it is. You can't sign everybody. I don't know what it means for Jan. We'll get to that in a second. But here's Miles Jack. And he goes on Twitter beef and brings up.
He immediately screen caps
Yes.
the Ian Rappaport article from April 26th of 2016 with the headline, Why Miles Jack Could Slide in the Draft.
Okay, this is April of 2016. It is
Yes.
now
3 years later.
2019.
With the hashtag Dr. Rappaport.
Correct. And he said something to the effect, bro, it's been 4 years. You got to get that hate out of your heart.
Well, yeah.
Just let Adam Schefter report on me for the rest of my career, please. And thank you, Dr. Rappaport.
Yeah, because Rappaport tweeted
Yes.
about the deal, and he
Yeah.
added this small caveat, said, hey, gets $33 million guarantees, the third highest paid linebacker, and that adds a small addendum,
Yeah.
the highest paid without reaching a Pro Bowl.
So Miles Jack
So
then
let
lets
that
it
hate
roll.
out of your heart.
And then he comes back, and then somebody tweeted at him, he wasn't lying, though. You did slide. And Miles Jack said, facts, man, I did slide. A lot of false media reports played a major part in that, leading the public to believe I was damaged goods. LOL, I've held my peace on this for 4 years, bro. Let me have my day to defend myself so I can go to bed peacefully. So anyway, it's just interesting. I guess that social media does have a effect.
Oh yeah,
and it's changed a lot now with the relationship with athletes. I think. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, you could just
change the reporter-athlete relationship?
Because back in the day, you didn't have to read a newspaper. You could.
Well,
It's easier to tune it out.
Well, I can tell you now, too.
They like to interact on social media, and media likes to interact on social media, and the two come intertwined.
I think the biggest difference is this, Dan. I think the best way to state it is this. Back in the old days, if you're an athlete and somebody wrote an article about you, you couldn't write an article the next day.
Right.
You had no voice.
Right.
You know,
Now
you
you
could
have a voice.
You could complain at your locker for the next press session.
Yeah.
But other than now, you can engage and counterpoint. So I think that's the biggest difference. You have the immediate. What perfect timing is so Charlton walks into the studio and they show the headlines.
Charlton.
From just
Paul
don't know what happened
Feinbaum's
there.
biggest disappointment, the Tennessee Vols. We also, in our drill poll question of the day, presented by Lock and Law, DUI and criminal defense, know before you blow, 858-9818. Biggest disappointment, worst opening weekend for college teams. UT pulling away 55%, 500-plus votes. Let's ask Charlton K. Gainey right now, has made his way back to his roots of Clay County. Would you fire Jeremy Pruitt right now, yes or no?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Good morning, Googans, by the way.
Good morning. Why not?
Why not?
Yes.
He's only
Marriage
been
has
there.
done well. Your face looks smoother. Have you had some work done?
Not at all.
I mean, and also, I'm not being a smartass. He
Not
looks
at all.
younger. He doesn't have the.
He's off the sauce.
Is that what it is?
Hard work and Christian living.
Oh, good. You needed some. That's perfect.
That's all I know. Hey, and by the way, let me give you a shout out.
keep it real, that's both
Shout out.
Shout out. You
Shout
and John.
out.
Give one to
Jeff
John.
loves those.
Can you
Go
give
ahead.
one to John?
Just one. I want to give a shout out to little Tin, who's listening live via the internet in Jordan right now.
Oh, is he over there?
Thanks
He's
for
on
your
deployment,
service,
huh?
bro. Yeah, he's out over there.
Good for him,
on
man.
the wall.
Shout out,
Appreciate
Jordan.
you, bro.
Yep.
Thank you, bro.
Keep that Night King away from us.
What's up, man?
Just living the dream.
You
to
came
see
over
you
to
boys.
visit Pops.
Brought Prosser a gift outside. We're gonna go get that in the. in the
Why'd
break.
you bring me a gift, friend? You didn't have to bring me a gift.
I wanted to. I
All right.
feel like
Wow.
I needed to.
Well, I think
Try to.
that's silly.
I'm here to mend the fences.
What fences?
Some bad times between you two.
I don't know. Ten's a strange one.
Well, thank you, sir.
Ten hammers me to everyone, and then he's nice to me.
Do
that's,
not hammer.
That's
me.
what happens.
I enjoy when you.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I just be aware.
I enjoy when you have
that I'm aware.
angst. I enjoy when you have angst.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much.
What
so I'm good.
What do you make of the Vols?
Very disappointed in their lack of effort. They didn't seem to really care. There was no sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
There was no life on the team. Defensively, if you can't rush,
They
Georgia
lost the lines
State,
of scrimmage to Georgia State.
big time.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Well, they lost their best defensive guy 3 or 4 weeks ago, out for the season.
Yeah, but you got the Michigan guy.
It's
Well,
not that.
No?
It goes back to this. We're in that vicious cycle where you have no depth.
Right.
You got freshmen playing. Bryce Thompson does a stupid thing. You put a true freshman in. Thompson was an All-American last year as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary didn't cover anybody. They didn't look prepared.
Do you beat BYU on Saturday?
Doubtful.
Where is that game?
Do you beat Chattanooga the following Saturday?
Beat Chattanooga for sure.
Where's the BYU game?
Well, for
It's
sure.
Tennessee.
Settle down on for sure. I mean, you just lost to Georgia State.
Georgia State.
Who wins Georgia State and
Georgia State
Chattanooga?
was 2-10 last year, Tim.
I understand.
Yeah.
Not like they were good.
I'm not going to sit here and extol the greatness of Georgia State. I'm not that stupid.
I hope not.
Okay, I'm pretty dumb, but I'm not that dumb. I do have a college
You
degree
can't lose to Georgia State at home.
from a very highly accredited university.
How do you do against the likes of
a couple of them, maybe?
Florida, Georgia, Mississippi State, Alabama the following 4 weeks?
Based on what I saw Saturday, we'll be lucky to win 4 games. But hey, look.
Do you think you can make a bowl this year? I mean, would you go so far as to say we can get 6 wins and go to a bowl?
No.
Has the season ever ended for you before in August, or is this a first?
This is a first.
Yeah.
You know what? I
We're not
appreciate
even
it.
in September.
Here's the thing, because I won't grind on any games.
Yeah.
Little Tin and I, he'll be back, and we're going to go to the Florida game.
Is he back for good or just?
Well, he'll be back stateside.
For good though.
For,
yeah, okay,
for,
good.
yeah, for a while.
Good.
Obviously, he'll have other assignments, but
Sure.
this one will be over with. We're going to go to Gainesville.
Oh,
We've been down there a few times and pulled a victory out. So
Will anyone throw urine at you,
Yeah.
Mr. 10?
I hope not. Because,
I don't.
Fingers crossed.
No, here's what'll happen. There won't be any. They won't be in a urine throwing mood. It'll be 38-13, and
Exactly.
everyone will be happy, right? The urine throw was back when it was a dog fight, and it was
10 might be the one throwing the urine.
hard feelings.
I think the team's already thrown urine on me. I felt like I got a
not a
urine
good start.
bath Saturday watching that
Can I
game.
get the Shazam Spotlight here real quickly while we're talking college ball? It involves
Please.
college football. The Shazam Spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com, the Murray Ford Superstores, Stark and King. So that's right, Shazam. Take that short drive and Shazam. You'll save on those big prices. You'll love my man Eddie Murray. Dale Murray, too. Eddie Murray, hell of a player, Hall of Famer. So anyway, did you happen to see the highlights from I know you're a big Jackson State football fan. Did you see any of the highlights from
I watched it live
from
with the mascot.
So Jackson State is playing, I don't know, Alabama
Bethune,
State.
Cookman.
Is it Bethune? That's who it is.
Yes.
Jackson State is playing Bethune, and Jackson State scores a touchdown, so they're pretty excited. Mascots will get excited
By the way,
sometimes.
I believe Brady Ackerman is a coach at Jackson State.
It's Akron, but it's not Brady. Yeah, so Jackson State scores a touchdown. They're in the end zone. The defender for Bethune is still trying to wrestle the ball. You know how that happens sometimes. And so my man, the Jackson State mascot, goes onto the field into the end zone and attempts to pull the Bethune-Cookman player off of the Jackson State player.
Yeah.
Yeah, not allowed. That'd be a 15-yard penalty. So all you mascots out there understand that you're meant to roam one place outside the white lines. If you could stay off the field, that'd be awesome. Huh?
I don't know why.
Pro tip for the mascots.
I don't know why you said no about Brady. He's a wide receivers coach at Jackson State.
Brady Ackerman?
Yeah.
I thought I heard a head coach named Ackerman this weekend.
He's not the head coach.
No, I'm saying I thought I heard a head coach named Ackerman, so I thought you were.
No.
I thought that was the coach.
Our old friend, former
See what
Gator
I'm saying?
Brady Ackerman, is a coach at Jackson State.
I
is all
didn't
I was
know
saying.
that.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out who the head coach Ackerman
Yeah,
is.
but that was.
See what I'm saying? I thought you were being funny.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah.
No funny here.
Like their coach is Tom Ackerman. And that's what I thought.
I have one major criticism of a media guy who is building himself up to be well respected. You said you watched a lot of the Auburn-Oregon game. Is that correct?
Yeah, I watched almost all of it.
Okay, and was he on the sideline? What game did Cole Kublik work this weekend? Cole Kublik.
I don't know.
Okay. So Cole Kublik was working a game, and he came out and he said something that was very disingenuous. They were talking about the Auburn quarterback situation, and he was talking about Joey Gatewood, and he said Joey Gatewood wasn't even a starter at his high school, which is true in the respect that he wasn't a full-time starter. Yes, that's accurate, but that should be viewed more as a positive than a negative. In other words, Joey Gatewood chose to stay with the coach that helped him and nurtured him and worked with him and could have transferred to any a million other high schools, all who were knocking on his door. He chose to stay at Bartram Trail, and Cole Kublik was presenting it like that was a negative, and it pissed me off, quite honestly, because it was wrong. And I almost tweeted at him because I thought it was
Kublik was at the Georgia Vandy game.
Yeah, and I was watching that game, and they were talking about the Auburn quarterbacks or whatever, and it annoyed me. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in. Let's take a break. You want to?
Sure.
All right.
This is the drill, and that was the Shazam Spotlight brought to you by Shazam Auto, and we'll return with more next here on Account Truck Accessories Tuesday.
The Lamb Rant, brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms at Jacksonville and Orange Park.
As the Jaguars prepare to kick off their 25th season Sunday against the Chiefs, we spent part of the summer with 25th anniversary celebration stories. The Jag 25, a media poll to name the franchise's best 25 non-active players. We've heard story after story about people's favorite memories. I've loved every second of it. My favorite memory goes back to the Jaguars' opening drive in their 6th game ever. The Jaguars had already won a game. Now the mighty Steelers were coming to town. Jaguar fans were pumped. The Jaguars' heretofore wimpy offense took the opening kickoff and drove straight down the field behind quarterback Mark Brunell. Passes of 39 and 20 yards, plus an 11-yard run by James Stewart, had the Jaguars knocking at the goal line. Then Brunell was sacked. But on 3rd and goal from the 10, Brunell threw a 10-yard touchdown pass to Cedric Tillman. The Jaguars held on to win 20-16, and for the first time, looked like an honest-to-goodness NFL team.
The 1010XL studios are kept clean by Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists brings you the 1010XL Gator Podcast channel. Join Frank Frangie and me for all things Gators with new episodes every Monday. Ryan Green and Denny Thompson's Gator Bites on Wednesdays. Search 1010XL Gator in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud, or visit 1010XL.com.
Okay, honey. I think we need to call Mr. Rooter right now.
Why? What's happening? Did you replace the toilet?
Yeah, but I think I cracked the pipe. Holding it together now. This could be bad.
At Mr. Rooter, you get upfront flat rate pricing, not an estimated hourly rate. No matter how long the job takes, you'll know your cost right from the start. Drain your pipes, not your wallet, with flat rate pricing at Mr. Rooter Plumbing. There's a reason they call us Mr.
Football season is here, and you know what that means, right? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has odds on every game and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Did you know you can bet on games after kickoff or parlay your picks to score a huge profit on a small wager? At MyBookie, you can. Don't play on some no-name sports book. If you're gonna bet this football season, be smart. Bet with the best at MyBookie.ag. Sign up today and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's up to $1,000 in free money to wager on your favorite teams. Use promo code RADIO right now to get your exclusive double your money offer. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
Hey, Aiken here from my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC, the #1 Buick GMC dealership in all of Jacksonville, FLA. The most inventory, the best price guarantee. Nimnick has been serving and donating to our community for 78 years. No one cares more about their customers before and after the sale. Stop by our Cruisin' Cafe by Johnny Angels on your next visit. The model year-end clearance sale is underway, and the deals are huge, like 18.5 off the Ultimate GMC, the 2018 GMC Sierra Denali Crew Cab, 23% off the 2019 GMC Sierra SLT Crew Cab trucks, 28% off the 2019 Buick Encore SUVs, and they have dozens and dozens of used vehicles under $15,000 inventory at an all-time high. Do yourself a favor. Go online, NimnickBuickGMC.com, NIMNICHT, BuickGMC.com. Then head over to the showroom, so conveniently located right there on Phillips Highway, just south of I-295. So easy to get to. You'll be glad you did when you visit our friends at Nimnick Buick GMC, the new name in Buick.
I'm Lauren Brooks, and you won't find a better deal to keep your ride clean than Scrubble's flexible service car wash at the St. John's Town Center and in Fleming Island. Start in the tunnel wash and experience state-of-the-art equipment while enjoying a soapy light show. Our quality soaps and solutions keep your vehicle streak-free. Every 3-minute car wash package comes with self-serve vacuuming with lint-free towels and window cleaner and a free air freshener. Come visit Scrubbles at the St. John's Town Center or Fleming Island. And remember, trust the bow tie. You'll know quality once you arrive.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. I am attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyoublow.com.
Clayton, I want to ask you a question that you're probably asked all the time. If you're going to buy an engagement ring, how much should you spend?
David, that's a question that does get asked a lot, and the guideline most often used is the equivalent of 2 months' salary. But I'll say this, the price you pay for a diamond is directly related to its beauty. If somebody wants a big, cheap diamond, I'll guarantee you it's poor diamond quality-wise, and that's not what we carry at Underwood's. But if you want a diamond with a fine color, clarity, and cut to the right specifications for maximum beauty, these are the kind of diamonds we carefully select to have at Underwood's. You see, when somebody's been married for a long time, they don't always remember what they paid for their engagement ring. They do remember the sacrifice they made to pay for it, though. And when you consider that a diamond engagement ring will be worn and looked at by her every day for the rest of her life, most people will agree that a really fine quality diamond ought to be considered. That's what we specialize in at Underwood's and have since 1928.
That's at Underwood, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Did you know Florida Pump Service has been servicing Northeast Florida since 1948? Rick Ballou here for Florida Pump Service. They receive a lot of calls from customers who have used a handyman or individual for their pump and well issues. And now that person is no longer in business or can't be found by phone. At Florida Pump Service, you'll never have those problems. Call 269-0202 or visit floridapumpservice.com. Florida Pump Service. We make water happen.
Being prepared in a hurricane also means knowing what to do after a loss. At Anajar and Levine, we're more than just accident attorneys. Call us for help at 1-800-747-FREE.
Drill. It's Cal and Chuck Accessories Tuesday. So, Hick, I'm going through ESPN. I look on there every now and then.
Yes.
They simulated the entire 2019 season. I mean, week to week by game score.
Wow.
Using your favorite, the FPI. Which
I hate the FPI.
Dan, when is it you're having the over there at the Bay Meadows Holiday Inn? You're doing a symposium on the FPI?
FBI and the PFF.
Yeah. You come in, you give them some sort of little box lunch and explain it to them.
Yeah.
Before the season, ESPN, thanks to their FPI, they went through the entire NFL season 20,000 times using a prediction and projection system. I'm not so surprised with the record they came up with for the Jaguars, but if there was ever a day that we could expose the FPI for being ridiculous, it is today, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
What rarely happens in the NFL, Dan, no matter how good a good team is or bad the bad team? What rarely happens?
Rarely are there blowouts.
All right, there's not many 25, 30-point games in the NFL. There's just not, okay? So I'll skip who they picked to the postseason, and we'll just go through the Jags season real quick, if you'll indulge me.
Okay.
Week one, I'm sad to say, Googans, we're going to lose to the Chiefs 27-24. That sounds reasonable, okay? That would actually not be that.
24 would be a nice amount of points to score. I would be happy with that,
So 27-24, nothing.
As long as it's not from the defense.
Week two, we go to Houston, Dan. They have the Jaguars winning 30-25.
What time are you picking me up, Mr. 10?
You going to Houston again this year?
Oh, yeah.
Saturday. Tell me what time you're available.
We'll be rolling in H-Town.
I got a couple of
me
places.
And 10. Good. Excellent.
Papacitos and then
you're going to take him to the movie.
Papacitos, the Astros, and then the after hour.
You can swing by and shoot a little hoops with James Harden if you want to.
Sure. He's working
2-on-2 with him.
I saw
and,
James Harden,
Russ.
by the way, is working on a running one-foot three-pointer. He's going to introduce that this year. No kidding.
Excited.
That's what he's trying to do.
All
right, Dan, this is where it gets goofy. All right, so the Jags are 1-1. They've lost a 3-point game to Kansas City.
Right.
They've won in Houston.
Okay.
Then the Titans come to town on Thursday. And it's not that they say the Jags are going to lose, but again, with the kind of premise that there aren't a lot of blowouts, 51-17 Titans.
The Titans won't score 51 points in 3 weeks, let alone
it gets
one.
better.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we're 1-2, but that's okay. The Jags bounce back. They beat the Broncos 26-17.
I'm okay if we're 2-2 after 4, by the way.
All right, and then week 5, and again, I'm not saying they won't beat Carolina. Week 5, Jacksonville 38, Carolina 14.
No way.
38-14?
Not
again,
at Carolina.
another blowout, and the Jags, by the way, now are 3-2, according to FPI.
All right.
All right, then we go to week 6. The Jags host the Saints, pretty good team. You ready for this score? Jags 42, Saints 17. What
like that?
Is this mad? Is this a Madden simulation where one guy is like an expert and he plays the Jags and the other guy's like me and he plays the Saints? 42-17.
What do they have the Jags record?
We're now 4-2, Dan. 4-2, and things are going great. Week 7. Well, what do you know? Jags 38, Bengals 14. I mean, we are just a steamroller, my man. And Nick Foles checking in. They dropped 38 on the Bengals. Third consecutive week the Jags have scored at least 38, and they are 5-2, tied with the Titans for the division lead.
If we go 5-2, we're going to the playoffs.
Well,
schedule gets
not
easier.
According to FPI.
Oh, they're stupid. I mean, again,
Okay.
it's not the scores. It's if we're 5-2, we're not going to go 8-8 unless we get barring injury. If we're 5-2 through the hard part, it's going to get a little easier. We're going to be okay.
The Jags and the Jets. Jets 34, Jags 21.
Well, I'd be disappointed.
After being 5-2.
Wow. Yeah.
Now 5-3. Now, after beating Houston in Houston, apparently we're going to go to London and lose to the Texans 37-22.
All of a sudden, we're 5-4.
All right, 5-4. Yeah, and at the halfway point, by the way, the Titans would be 6-3, the Colts 5-3, Jags and Texans both 5-4.
We go 2 Indy and 2 Tennessee. Those are 2 big games.
All right, let's see. We got then we're off, by the way. Got our bye week after that Houston game. Then we go to Indy, beat the Colts 30-25.
6-4.
Life is good. 6-4. You're just right in this thing.
I'll take 6-4 right now.
Roll it. Then we go to Tennessee, and according to FBI, we'll never beat the Titans in any game. 23-16 Titans. Then we go.
I mean, I'm okay with them picking the Titans because at some point we have to beat them. But I just got this feeling we're going to beat them.
Well, then we go off the rails, and this is where FBI loses me. The Jags lose to the Bucks 34-27.
No. Why all these high-scoring games? We're not giving up.
I don't know.
34.
Who and how are we scoring that many points?
Well, and giving up that many. All right, then we play the Chargers. They lose to the Chargers 37-27. Apparently, they think we're the Saints.
Yeah.
And then the next week, the Jags sadly lose again because we're now officially in the tank. Lose to Oakland 27-24.
Yeah, this is silly.
So I don't know how we're good enough to get to 6-3 and lose to Oakland and the Bucks and teams that by then we should be beating.
These are the people you like.
Weeks. No, it's not the people I like. They beat
people you reference.
They beat the Falcons 34-6.
Some sort of credibility. 34-6.
Yeah, beat them. This after losing those other games, and then the season finale, that will be another win over the Colts 26-20, but that only 8-8.
That was week 16 for the Falcons. They must have had all the Falcons players on the bench.
I don't know. By the way, FBI has, in case you're wondering, has the Chiefs missing the playoffs at 9-7. They do have the Browns winning the North. That's a little ahead of schedule for me. By the way, the South breaks out like this. Now this, you may not agree with what we got to, but this would not completely shock you. Texans 10-6, Titans 9-7, Colts 9-7, Jags 8-8.
Right.
So the end result isn't that shocking. It's just some of those scores along the way seem.
It's so hard. I mean, you can't
silly.
judge by preseason. I just, in my head here, I have not seen a lot from the Titans, and I'm not talking about the games, just in reading stuff, and Mariota's struggling. I kind
of like Vrabel, Dan. I kind of think he's a good coach.
Yeah,
when you have a guy that you like that, and a lot of times they get more out of him than you would think.
I'll be curious to see what happens with Tennessee. I think the Colts are not going to be the Colts, no matter what anybody says, with Jacoby Brissett.